Hi, my name is Nanama, a businesswoman based in the US. I normally see Meka content on YouTube and WhatsApp statuses. As a Ghanaian staying outside Ghana, Meka platforms help me to be abreast with current issues around the world. It's also a platform that inspires me to read a lot to gain knowledge. At Meka, I believe consistent reading with purpose transforms your mindset, career, and life. Subscribe to the Meka Reading Podcast on YouTube for book summaries, engaging discussions, and practical lessons made for busy Ghanaians like you.
Welcome to the Meka Reading Podcast. Here, we break down big global issues with a Ghanaian lens, making them clear, relatable, and real. I am Quame Owusu, your host, and today we are diving into a topic that's shaking the world: the Israel-Iran conflict, sparked by Israel's massive attack on Iran just on June 13, 2025. So grab a glass of smoothie and a grilled chicken on the side, because where we are going, we are sensitive to pork. And then let's unpack this complex story step by step, from ancient history to nuclear fears, and yes, how it might hit your pocket right here in Ghana. So let's begin. Let's start with the breaking news. On June 13, 2025, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a bold, some might say audacious, attack on Iran. Over 100 targets hit, from nuclear sites like Natanz and Fordo to military bases and even leadership in Tehran. Israel says it took out senior commanders of Iran's Revolutionary Guard and nuclear scientists to stop Iran from building a nuclear weapon. But Iran didn't sit quiet. They fired back with Operation True Promise 3. Over 150 ballistic missiles and 100 drones raining down on Israeli cities like Tel Aviv, Haifa, and Jerusalem. This is the most direct clash these two nations have ever had. No proxies, no middlemen, just straight up confrontation. So, why does Israel keep targeting Iran's nuclear program? It's not the first time anyway. Let me run you through a quick history. In 1981, Israel bombed Iraq's Osirak reactor to stop Saddam Hussein from getting nukes. In 2007, they hit a suspected nuclear site in Syria. In 2022, Israel was linked to the killing of Iran's top nuclear scientist, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh. In 2021 and 2024, more strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities. A nuclear weapon, for those who don't know, can wipe out an entire city in seconds. Israel says it's acting to protect itself. But is it just about survival, or is there more to the story? Let's go deeper. To understand why Israel strikes first, we need to travel back, way back. Now picture this. The Jewish people once lived in a land called Canaan, later the Kingdom of Judah. But history wasn't kind. They were conquered by Babylon, Persia, and then the Romans, who destroyed their temple in 70 AD and scattered them across the world. That's the Jewish diaspora. Forced out, no homeland for nearly 2,000 years. Now let's pause for a second for that one to sink in. Imagine this: the Romans under Emperor Hadrian got so fed up with Jewish revolt in 135 AD that they renamed Judea to Syria Palestina. A deliberate insult, naming it after Philistines. ancient enemies of the Jews. It was like saying, "We will erase your identity." That name Palestine stuck through empires: the Byzantine, Islamic Caliphate, Ottomans, and the British Mandate. While the Jews were scattered, life was rough. They faced the Spanish Inquisition in 1492, where thousands were tortured, killed, or expelled. They also faced pogroms in Eastern Europe, with tens of thousands murdered in mob attacks. And the West, the Holocaust, where 6 million Jews were systematically killed by Nazi Germany. Through all this, Jews kept praying, next year in Jerusalem. Their hope for a homeland never died. Meanwhile, the land of Israel, now called Palestine, became mostly Arab and Muslim through conquest, conversion, and migration under Islamic rule for nearly a millennium. Fast forward to 1945. The Holocaust left the world in shock. Survivors were stuck in refugee camps with nowhere to go. The UN stepped in, proposing a two-state solution in 1947, a Jewish state and an Arab state. Jews said yes, Arabs said no. On May 14, 1948, Israel was born. The next day, 5 Arab countries attacked. Against all odds, Israel survived. This history of exile, persecution, and survival shapes Israel's mindset. Never again. That's why they strike first, whether it's Iran or anyone else they see as a threat. Now let's flip the coin. Why does Iran oppose Israel so fiercely? It starts with the 1979 Islamic Revolution, when Iran became an Islamic republic under Ayatollah Khomeini. Their ideology says Israel is an illegitimate state built on stolen Muslim land, and Jerusalem, Al-Quds, must be liberated. They call Israel the Zionist enemy and a tool of Western oppression. Iran doesn't usually attack Israel directly. Instead, they fund and arm groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza, and militias in Syria and Iraq. These groups fire rockets, dig tunnels, and launch terror attacks. For example, in 2006, Hezbollah, backed by Iran, fired 4,000 rockets at Israel. In April 2024, Iran broke the mold and launched missiles directly at Israel, the first time ever. Iran says it's defending Palestinians and resisting Western colonialism. They see themselves as protectors of Shia Muslims and the oppressed. But Israel counters. Iran is funding terrorism, encircling us with proxies, and raising for a nuclear bomb that could destroy us. Who is right? It's messy. Iran sees Israel as a bully. Israel sees Iran as an existential threat. Both are playing a high-stakes game for regional power. So, what does Israel want? The actions point to 5 big goals. 1. Survival and security. After the Holocaust, Israel's mantra is never again. They will do anything, nukes, tech, alliances, to stay safe. 2. Control their land. Some of the Jews want all of historic Israel. Others are open to a two-state solution. 3. Stop Iran's nukes. Israel fears a nuclear Iran could tip the power balance or worse. That's why they hit sites like Natanz. 4. Make peace with Arabs. The Abraham Accords with United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and others aim to isolate Iran and build trade. 5. Be recognized. Israel wants the world, especially Iran, to accept its right to exist. And what's the fear? Being overrun by enemies or losing their Jewish majority state. That's their fear. That's why they strike hard and fast, like in Operation Rising Lion. Now, let's bring it home. How does this faraway conflict hit Ghana? Well, the answer is at the fuel pump and in your market basket. Iran is a major oil producer. If Israel damages their refineries, global oil prices spike. Ghana imports nearly all its fuel, so petrol, diesel, and gas prices could jump by either 1 or 2 cedis per liter or more. Transport fares will rise, making food and goods costlier. The cedi could weaken as we spend more dollars on fuel, driving inflation. Investors hate instability, so Ghana's Eurobonds and foreign investment could take a hit. Airfares and imports might climb too if conflict disrupts routes. So what can Ghana do? Ghana can stockpile fuel reserves through bust. Ghana can also revamp Tema Oil Refinery to refine our own crude. Boost non-oil exports like cocoa and gold to strengthen the cedi. Invest in solar, wind, and electric buses for energy independence. Also offer subsidies or cash transfers to cushion citizens during price hikes. Now, some of them are realistic, others, well, we need to think about. And you, the listener, what does this concern you? It means buy in bulk before prices rise. Carpool, save electricity, and push for smart policies on radio or WhatsApp. Ghana can't stop this war, but we can soften its blow. Anyway, so wisdom or ideas is not the monopoly of one head. What do you think Ghana can do? Just leave it in the comments below so that we also learn from you. That's a wrap up for today's Meka Reading Podcast. From ancient Jewish exile to modern missile strikes, we've unpacked the Israel-Iran conflict and its ripple effects on Ghana. The world is a messy place, but understanding it helps us navigate it. Join me next time as we tackle another big story with clarity and heart. You can support us by joining the Meka Reading community for just 20 Ghana cedis per month. As a member, you will receive access to our digital library, membership into our reading community on WhatsApp, monthly book reading challenges, and this one is optional, a 7-day reading habit kickstart for new members. To join, kindly reach out via WhatsApp 050-229-3709. Email podcastmeka@gmail.com. We look forward to welcoming you. Until next time, read with purpose and grow with intention. I'm out.